If you listen to Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi Vert or Ken Carson, you have probably heard this producer tag before.
Starboy, you're my hero.
And you will also know some of the classics he has produced, such as Uzi's platinum hit, Futsal Shuffle, multiple songs from Carti's genre-defying Whole Lotta Red, and even more recently, working with the upcoming generation, where he produced multiple hits for Ken Carson, such as Yale and Fighting Demons. Well, this is Starboy, and here is how he brought his chaotic hyperpop sound to the mainstream.
Star made the beat, bad was taking out the up.
Yeah, I've been fighting my demons, I've been fighting my...
Anton Mendo, aka Starboy, was born on the 22nd of February in 1999. Starboy was born in Amsterdam to a Dutch mother and a Spanish father. As a kid, Starboy wanted to become a videographer. In his spare time, he would take pictures and videos of skaters. And just like most teenagers during that era, Starboy was also a skater. He also took part in guitar lessons, which from what we know is where his musical journey began. From what I could find, the earliest Starboy produced song is from the start of 2017. He would work with the German-Korean skater Sehul Air to produce 2 songs. Shorty by Tommy Iced, released in the January of 2017, then Superstar by Lil Winter, released in February. Later in the August of that year, Starboy worked with the producer Kalari, where they produced ATL Smoog's Booted. And being totally honest, none of these beats were anything crazy or unique, which is understandable as it's only some of the first songs that have been released that are produced by him. Everything would change very soon, where he would meet someone that I think would pretty much change his career forever. So Starboy would live in Amsterdam until around 2018. Until in that year, he would travel to Japan while he was still in high school. And in Japan, he would meet the Japanese creative Verdi and also the producer Gabe. And I think Starboy meeting Gabe would be a huge turning point in his career. Not only due to Gabe's connections, but also due to the knowledge and uniqueness Gabe has. Just a short while after moving to Japan, Starboy would land his first notable placement, which would be on the Young Pinch song She Don't Wanna Wake Up, released on the 4th of May in 2018. And just 3 weeks after that, on the 22nd of May, he would land a placement on Gabe's Blowing Up My Phone, featuring JP the Wavy, who is a pretty big artist in Japan.
Blowing up my phone, blowing up my telephone, yeah, blowing up my phone, blowing up my telephone, run it up on my own.
And I'm pretty sure the song was never officially released. It's got a full music video that was leaked recently, but I can't find the song uploaded onto any streaming services. In the music video for this song, we do get to see a young high school version of Starboy just as he moved into Japan. Now as 2018 comes around, this would be the year where Starboy would really start growing and forming relationships. After the song with Gabe, he would release a song with the Japanese artist El Teresa, which was produced by him and fellow Dutch producer Outertown. And if you know about these two, you would know that this is the start of an insanely talented duo. Then to wrap up 18, he would produce Stargazers by Cold Heart and Hella Sketchy, which did pretty well on SoundCloud as it currently sits on 300k plays. So now moving on to 2019, which would be a very special year for Starboy. So as I mentioned previously, moving to Japan would be a huge turning point for him, because after these first couple decent placements, Starboy would start gaining proper traction and attention. But before we move on to that, I want to show you this interview with a Japanese artist, Duke of Harajuku, which is an artist Starboy worked with while in Japan. The artist stated in an interview, "From the time I met him, I knew he was a genius. He had an understanding of things that others didn't. He basically mastered Atlanta-style trap beats. He was doing them in a way that was cooler and had a different feeling to them." And I'm actually going to play some of the songs from this project, because this is the first real set of beats we can actually see from Starboy, where he started doing this electric EDM hyperpop kind of style. The project itself from Harajuku didn't actually do well, but it was a great way for Starboy to express himself on these beats.
Starboy, you're my hero.
So during the start of 2019, he would land 2 placements with Lil Keed, one of them being the song Rockstar featuring Nav, which ended up being a very big song, sitting on 9 million streams on Spotify. Then in the following months, on the 12th of July, Starboy would produce No Sleep by Gabe, featuring Skepta. This would be pretty huge for Starboy, as he was finally getting a string of placements with big artists, meaning people were starting to give him some attention. A month later, Starboy's close friend Gabe dropped Superstar, which was an EP produced entirely by Gabe himself and Starboy.
When I'm in the party, yeah, bling bling, growing on my story, yeah, bling bling. She was trying to
but it was shortly deleted after he posted it, which was unfortunate as I thought this was another project Starboy really showed his uniqueness with his energetic style of beats. As a lot of the big placements he got before this, he never really showed his EDM hyperpop kind of style, which was probably due to him co-producing a lot of the placements he was getting. Whereas with the Duke of Harajuku and Gabe Superstar, all the beats were produced just by him. Then just 2 weeks later, on the 23rd of August, Pets would release Chrome Hearts, featuring Gabe, produced by Starboy and Outta And for this beat, Starboy and Outta did show off their unique hyperpop style, which sounded amazing. And from this, we can see the direction Starboy's style was headed in. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, DaBaby releases album Kirk, which featured the song Bop, which was produced by Jetson Made and Starboy. This song became an absolute hit, which was great for Starboy's career, but it really did just sound like another Jetson Made beat. Starboy would also feature on the production credits of the song Raw Shit, which was also on the same album. Also, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, I would appreciate if you guys could like, subscribe and comment as it helps out a ton. Now let's get back to the video. And from these placements, Starboy's career absolutely exploded. After the DaBaby placement, Starboy alongside Ignore Mamet and Seth Got the Waves would produce You Deserve It on Trippie Redd's A Love Letter to You 4 in November. And then before the end of 2019, Starboy's career would change forever. Him, Brandon Finessin, Mazo, and Loso would produce the lead single to Lil Uzi Vert's Eternal Tate, Futsal Shuffle. Now this song was an absolute hit and even went platinum. This song really displays the energetic, futuristic sound this new wave of producers have been working on. So after the release of Lil Uzi Vert's Futsal Shuffle, the formation of the producer group Hyperpop JP would begin. The collective would consist of the producers Starboy, Outdealer, Loso, Outta and Gabe. The group would become known for popularizing hyperpop beats, with their style of instrumentals that combine virtual EDM melodies with trap drums. The following year in 2020, he would produce some big tracks such as Lil Uzi Vert's I'm Sorry and Patek, featuring Future. And even though he was getting these huge placements with these mainstream artists, he would still continue working with underground rappers such as Ken Carson, where he played a huge part in Ken's sound. Outta and Starboy would work closely with Ken Carson on his T-Next project, where they would push their unique hyperpop style beats, with one of the songs the Dutch duo produced being a hit, Yale. Then towards the end of 2020, Playboi Carti would drop his highly anticipated Whole Lotta Red project, where Starboy would produce 4 of the songs, all of them being produced alongside the Hyperpop JP members, Art Dealer and Outta. The trio would produce Control, Die For Guy, Meh and King Vamp. Then the following year, in 2021, the Hyperpop group would continue working closely with Ken Carson for his T-Next Relapsed and Project X albums, where again, they displayed their talents, as the beats on those projects were insane but also very unique. And during this time, Ken's sound would become synonymous with the Hyperpop JP movement. And also during this year, Starboy would start releasing his own music. From the first couple of songs he released, one of my favorites was definitely King of New York. Then in the August of 2021, Trippie Redd would release his Trip at Night album, which was just 17 rage beat songs. 7 out of the 17 songs were produced by Starboy and Outta, one of them being a big hit, Matt Hardy, featuring Juice WRLD. Moving on to 2022, Starboy would take his solo career more seriously. He would start releasing singles on an alt SoundCloud account under the name Perfect Style CEO 222. He released songs such as OTW, Trust Nobody, and also Ecstasy, which was a surprisingly very good song compared to his other music. But I must say, he sounds exactly like Ken Carson on that song. In 2022, it would become known that the Hyperpop JP group would be broken up. However, they would be reformed as Adrenaline, with the group consisting of Starboy, Outta, Art Dealer, Warpster, and Gabe. Then moving on to the present day, he would produce songs on Ken Carson's X, Lil Uzi's Pink Tape, and Ken Carson's A Great Chaos. On Great Chaos, Starboy went absolutely crazy. He produced Me and My Cup, Hardcore, It's Over, and then of course Fighting My Demons. Starboy would release a lot of his own music. In February, he would release the single Players Can Feel Heartbreak 2 with a interesting chaotic electric style, and the song also had its own music video. The following month, he would release his project 5 Stars, featuring 9 songs. Then in the October of 2023, he had his Miami tape leaked, featuring 6 songs. Now, this project was actually very impressive. One of my favorites on this project will probably be the Miami Freestyle. And that's gonna be it for Starboy. In the future, I would expect him to have production credits on Gabe's Rave album dropping soon, obviously heavily feature on Ken Carson's music, and hopefully on Playboi Carti's next album. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
The beat, bodies, take it out the oven.
I'm in Miami, doing the show. I'm